Unless you've been living under a pretty huge rock. I mean, it'd have to be a rock on the size of Patrick's from SpongeBob SquarePants. That doesn't matter. You've probably heard that a new Silent Hill game has been announced. Of course, like most Silent Hill fans, we pretty much all fainted as soon as we heard about it. Yes, the game was revealed after a mysterious teaser was released on the PlayStation Store, which was announced at Sony Gamescom. And after you beat the teaser, someone on Twitch did this, it was revealed that, of course, it was actually a teaser for a new Silent Hill game being done by Hideo Kojima of Metal Gear Solid fame. He's bringing in some top talent too to help him with the game. He's bringing famed horror writer and director Guillermo del Toro, and he's also bringing in the Walking Dead star Norman Reedus to play the main character. So it's exciting times to be a Silent Hill fan. Of course it is. I mean, let's be honest here. There hasn't been this much fanfare for the series in a long, long time. I mean, I like Downpour. It was a good game, but none of the more recent Silent Hill titles have got as much attention as this game has. And since it's being made by Kojima, Konami are going to push this game in terms of marketing and all that. So they're actually going to put some effort into this, which is a very good thing. So, I just thought quickly I'd give my thoughts on the actual teaser itself. PT is a cool sort of first-person, seems like a first-person indie horror game, but it's not. Kojima says he this deliberately, of course, to make it look, he made it deliberately to look like an indie horror game. But it was just excellent. What I love about PT is its atmosphere. I love the design of the house. I mean, I know it's only a couple of hallways, but I just love the little things like some of the mess that is over some of the desks, the ambient sounds, the clock, just everything is oozing with atmosphere, and I love it. I love also those messages that are written on the walls that you find. They're pretty nicely done too. I think it was really well done. I was actually terrified from a good bit of it. It was pretty scary. On the other hand, though, the puzzles were a little obtuse. I mean, that laughing baby, the final puzzle where you have to get like two baby laughs, that was annoying. But eventually, you got past it. When you finally got past it, you just felt like a god. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, unless you're Richard Hammond. But yeah, it was just this great feeling once you finally beat it. And the game could also be a bit buggy. I mean, when I was playing it through, this was the night I downloaded it. I got to the end, and I got to of course, the laughing baby puzzle. And I got the two laughs, and the phone started to ring because you have to get two laughs, and then a phone rings, and you have to pick it up. So I got the two laughs, and I picked up the phone, but as soon as I picked up the phone, I didn't get the voice saying the, you have been chosen. Once you hear that, you hear like a click, like a door opening, then you go to the door that you use to loop back to the start, and that ends the teaser. But when I answered the phone, it stopped. I didn't get any voice, and when I went in, it just looped me back to the start, and this kept happening. So I had to quit, and I didn't touch it again until the next night, and I did it then. But that was really annoying. I finally made it to the end, and then I had to start. The good thing is there's at least sort of autosave points, so I didn't have to start completely from the beginning. I was back where I basically was. So I knew what to do, and I was able to do it this time. So that was one thing that I was a bit disappointed that it was a bit buggy, but overall, I was amazingly impressed with PT. It was great. It was scary, and just overall, it is really worth the play. If you haven't played it yet, even though you already know about Silent Hills, it's worth going on the PlayStation Store and giving it a download. It's in the demo section, it's free, try it out. You'll absolutely love it if you're a survival horror fan. So yes, Silent Hills is coming out. But not only that, but have we noticed that there's sort of a little bit of a comeback for survival horror? Let me just case some points. We've got Silent Hills now announced. Sony have announced an exclusive horror game for the PlayStation 4 called Until Dawn. The Evil Within's coming out later this year, directed by Shinji Mikami, who originally created Resident Evil. Then next year you've got the Resident Evil GameCube remake HD remaster coming out on next-gen and current-gen consoles. And then you've got, of course, which was leaked, Resident Evil Revelations 2. So there's the survival horror is making a bit of a comeback, and that's really cool because after games like Resident Evil 6 and Silent Hill Homecoming, I'm glad to see proper survival horror coming back because the two games I just mentioned there are train wrecks, one more than the other. At least the other one was playable. I'm referring to, of course, Resident Evil 6 being the unplayable one nearly, and Silent Hill Homecoming actually being the playable one, somewhat. But yeah, fans have been outcrying for a proper Resident Evil game for years, and I thought Downpour was a step in the right direction for Silent Hill. Now, you can disagree with me, I don't mind. But, I felt it was a step in the right direction. I thought Downpour did a great job of fleshing out the town of Silent Hill. I loved the way they added in the side quests with these mini-stories that they really gave the town, the town felt lived in, It felt like that people lived there once, It was good. I know it felt like that in the previous games too, but I'm just saying I liked the way that Downpour did it. It did it in a creative and interesting way, and I just think the quests were really well done, It gave you something else to do, and it was a good idea. I really thought that was one of the better ideas of Downpour. It's things like that made me actually like Downpour. But it's great to see that survival horror is making a comeback. It really is. I mean, it's a genre that's very close to my heart ever since I first started playing the Silent Hill games. So, I then started playing through the Resident Evil games. So, I mean, it's great to see it make a comeback. I think that's in point to a couple of factors. Mainly the fans, because let's be honest here, Resident Evil and Silent Hill fans have wanted an amazing title to come out for years. Resident Evil 6 pretty much showed that the series was going in a completely wrong direction. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Silent Hill fans remember the failure that was the year of Silent Hill, which was the year that Downpour HD Collection and Book of Memories came out. Downpour actually was good, but the HD Collection was awful, and Book of Memories was also awful. So, yeah, that was not a good year. Top it all off, you had Resident Evil 6 also. Was that out in 2012? I think it was. Yeah, it was actually. No. Yeah, it was. Sorry, yeah, it was. So, and that's one point. The fans were a major factor there, and I think, it just shows. The way that people received Resident Evil 6, it just showed that people were not happy in the direction that Capcom was taking. And this made Capcom sit up and take notice. So that's why I think this remastering of the remake is going to be good for the Resident Evil series, because if people buy it, it'll show people prefer the old style to the action kind of packed Michael Bay kind of thing they did for 6. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, the Silent Hill has sort of needed something to kick it back up again, because let's be honest here, the series has not sold well for years. Downpour sold very poorly, but that was more Konami's fault. They barely even marketed the game, so, yeah. And the whole year of Silent Hill thing completely backfired on them, because 2 out of 3 of the things that they were releasing were terrible. Only one thing was good, and that was Downpour, so... To be honest, the series has needed a sort of new take on it, and hopefully Kojima will do well with that. And I like the team he's got together, and I'm really interested to see what they do with Silent Hills. Very much so. I also want to mention another factor I personally think came to sort of the rebirth of survival horror. And now this might sound a little silly, but I like to think that those so-called YouTube fodder games, those first-person indie horror titles like Penumbra, Amnesia, and Outlast, I think they've had a bit of a part to play as well. They show that people still like to play good, scary horror games. They are scary. They are. As much as they're YouTube fodder, they do get you. I know jump scares are the most lowest form of horror, but they do get you if they're done right, and they kind of do in those games, But yes, I can get why people call them YouTube fodder, because they're for easy YouTube views and they scare people easily. And yes, I've done that in the past. I did it twice, so I'm guilty of it myself. So, it's not like I'm trying to completely badmouth anyone here. I've done it myself. But yeah, I like to think these games played a part in it as well, because, people like them so much. So, think about that. But whatever the case, it's good to see that survival horror is on its way back. And there's a lot of good things to come, and I think this could be this could be a good thing. I think if we support this, this could be very beneficial to us survival horror nuts out there. So yeah, great. I was very happy to see the announcement of Silent Hills. I really enjoyed PT. Really happy that they're making a remastered of the GameCube remake. Really happy they're making a Revelations 2. And I'm glad that survival horror is on its way back. This is the general gist of what I'm trying to say here. If I kind of ramble on a bit, and I apologize. So yeah. So yeah, that's all pretty much I'm going to say on that topic. To comment on anything else from Gamescom, there's some good announcements. I only watched the Sony conference because it was the only one I was able to tune into. And I liked a lot of the indie titles they announced. I liked games like the Tomorrow Children. You've got Michelle Oncel's Wild. I probably said the wrong game now for it probably is the Tomorrow. I think it is the Tomorrow Children. I probably got it wrong and embarrassed myself, but whatever. I'm also looking forward to The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. That game gives a very, it kind of feels like Murdered Soul Suspect. It kind of looks like Murdered Soul Suspect. So I'm really interested to see how that game is. I love detective mysteries, and I'm really interested to see how that game plays out. With Wild, I'm loving the fact that you can take control of anything in the world, whether it be human or animal. That sounds like a really cool concept. And Michel Ancel, I mean, he made Beyond Good and Evil. If you want any doubt that he's a good developer, if you want to know why people hold him in high regard, he made Beyond Good and Evil, and that's regarded as one of the greatest games to never get a sequel. Well, sequels, that's still, we don't know if it's ever coming out. Probably isn't now. But yeah, Wild looks pretty cool. Anything else from Gamescom? I was really excited to see Papers, Please get announced for PS4 and Vita, and then I find out it's Vita only, and I was like, no! One of my favorite PC indie games is coming to the consoles, and it's only coming to Vita. Ugh. I was also surprised to hear that Sony had a deal with Paradox Interactive. That was quite interesting. I didn't expect that, so that's pretty cool. Some interesting games coming there, like Magicka 2, and a few other titles coming from them. I'm really excited to see how that deal plays out. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming to PS4, so, and there's a lot of indie titles, so there's a lot to come. No Man's Sky sounds like a pretty impressive title. I read recently about the number of years it would take to actually explore every single planet and every single inch of the game, and the numbers are staggering. Give the article a read. I think it's on Kotaku. If you look it up, it's definitely worth a read. It's really interesting, and it's astounding how long it will take you to do the entire game. It's amazing. Thank God for procedural generation. Procedural generation, right? What else has been happening recently? Yeah, this is just me rambling on. I'm trying to think. I started playing Hotline Miami again on PS4, and it's still as good as I remember it. It's a good game. Really good game. I was able to play it for free thanks to Crossbuy. So if you already own it on PS3 and Vita, and you have a PS4, you can download it on your PS4 for free, which is really cool. I'm really happy they did that. So it's still good. It's still challenging. It's still a lot of fun. I just love it. Its music, its art style, and just the gameplay in general is just really, really good. And to top it all off, it's got a surprisingly deeper story than you'd imagine. So it's a really good game. So yeah. I also started playing Surgeon Simulator on PS4. That game, I'm still bad at it. Even I have it on PC, but I decided to pick it on PS4, and it's good. I still like the game. I'm just pretty bad at it. I'm stuck on the second operation, so it's not good at all. I'm not good at it at all, but it's really fun to play, and I just love messing around with the hand. And what's really cool about this version is if you have a friend of yours over and you have two PS4 controllers, you can play local co-op, which is really cool, and you can even hinder your friend if you want, or he can hinder you. That's pretty cool. I like that system, so you can screw each other over. I like that. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to think. I also started playing Diablo 3 for the first time on PS4. It's a good game. I really like its world so far, and I'm surprised by its combat system. Just the more that it's added to it, there's a lot more depth to it than I was expecting. Well, from what it seemed anyway at first, and it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it, and if you can get a buddy, it's actually even more fun. So it's pretty awesome. I did play The Last of Us Remastered. It's okay. It's good. It's a good remastering of the original game, and has it changed my opinion on the original game? Not really. I think the story is still has some good moments, but overall isn't that great. I think people sort of overrate it. I do like the voice acting. Voice acting is flawless in this game, and the cutscenes are great, and the music's fantastic. Gameplay is still great. So there's a lot to like about The Last of Us. And the remastered version adds even more. I mean, you've got 60 frames per second, and my god, does it make a difference. It just runs a lot smoother. Seriously, if you want to notice the difference, if you have the remastered version, turn on the 30 frames per second lock, and you will know the difference. My god. And it was cool to be able to play through the Left Behind, which I actually think was better than the main game. I think it did the whole... It finally explained a bit more of Ellie's backstory, and it did it in a very brilliant way. It was brilliantly done. I think Naughty Dog, they're good. They have really good writers there. They really do, and they have the ability to make these great stories. And I think Left Behind is just fantastic. It's a great DLC, and I'm really glad it was included in the remaster package. It was really, really good. So yeah, there was that. Anything else? I've been picking up a load of random PC games from CEX. I started playing Mortal Kombat 4, and that game, my hand basically turns into fire, basically starts going all over the place when I'm trying to play it, because I'm not very good at remembering movesets in fighting games, so I resort to the classic tactic known as button mashing. And it only serves you for a certain point, because you're going to get your ass kicked by the AI. And I did alright. I was doing the sort of the tournament tower thing, the ladder basically, where you have to climb up and beat the top enemy. I kind of just couldn't do it. I got pretty far, and then I got my ass handed to me by Goro, who's this big four-armed kind of guy. He kicked me from here to hell, so I had no chance. So that game is quite cool. Finally, I actually watched recently, of course, you probably all know this from the Nostalgia Critic, Face Off. And my god, is it a really kick-ass movie. If you just want a film that's just cheesy 90s action, 90s over-the-top action, you'll love Face Off. It's just so good. And the fact that it has John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, two of the most over-the-top actors in movies, it makes it even better. And the fact that they have to act as each other, basically, in a way, because if you know Face Off, the main plot of the film is that the main character sort of swaps faces with this terrorist guy. And so basically, I love how the actors have to play as the other personality, and it's just pretty awesome. It's really funny seeing Nicolas Cage trying to act like himself. It's brilliant. It's just so well done, and there's a really great action scene in the movie that is just really good. It's a bit later on in the film. It involves a kid wearing headphones and some really music that's not really appropriate for the scene. It's too calming. You just have to watch it. It's really good. Face Off is great, and yes, I'm gonna make the obvious joke here. Face Off, because Nostalgia Critic. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that is it. I'm not gonna do the Q&A, because, to be honest, I didn't get asked as many questions as no, do you know what? I don't think it's really worth doing, because I only got asked like 7 questions, so there's no point in doing it. So to anyone who sent me a question, I will reply, but I won't do it in video form. I'll do it in I'll reply to you via message. So if you commented on YouTube, I'll reply to your comments, and I'll say that my answer. And if you replied on Twitter, I'll do the same there. It's really simple. Yeah, this is definitely it. So thanks for watching what I like to call a new series. No, it's not going to be a series. What I like to call Richard Rambles, where I absolutely talk a load of crap for about, well, now it's coming up on 20 minutes. So you've been listening to me talk for 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I really am. But if you've enjoyed the video, leave me a like, comment. If you hated the video, dislike, comment, and hurl abuse at me at will if you'd like. And if it makes you feel better, totally go for it. But I will catch you later. And I hope you guys have a good day or evening whenever you're watching this video. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. Well, whenever this comes out. I don't know. But anyways, bye. See ya.